It's a beautiful Sunday evening, and we are glad to have you join us on Kwara TV News tonight. I am Ganiat Ilufoya Didiji. I'm from the languages desk.
Kale Kwashana. Ekale àsìkò ìsinmi ọjọ́ òní ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrin lóde sójú wòrán láti lè ṣe móhùnmáwòrán ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó kalẹ̀ sí àpáta Yakuba nílùú Ìlọrin ẹlẹ́rìí olórí StarTime channels 113 Free TV channels 502 bákan náà lè rí wa wò lórí YouTube àti orí Facebook at Kwara TV Fọláṣadé Ọ̀dẹ́lábí ní oníròyìn ẹ máa bá wa kálọ.
This is Kwara TV News coming to you live from Apata Yakuba in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. You can watch us on StarTime 113, Free TV 502. You can also join us on Facebook Live. President Bola Tinubu and leaders of the ECOWAS countries are currently meeting in Abuja. The 68th ordinary section of the ECOWAS authorities of head of state and government is taking place at the State House Conference Center in Abuja. Leaders of the West African countries at the meeting include President Julius Bio of Sierra Leone, the ECOWAS chair, President Patrice Talon of Benin Republic, Jose Maria Navas of Cabo Verde, and Alassane Ouattara of Côte d'Ivoire. Others are Adama Barrow, the Gambia, John Mahama, Ghana, Umaru Embalo, Guinea-Bissau, Joseph Boakai, Liberia, Bassirou Faye, Senegal, and the one from Togo. The meeting is coming against the backdrop of 5 turbulent years for ECOWAS, with some coup in Mali 2020 and 2021, Burkina Faso twice in 2022, and Niger in 2023. The latest incident includes an attempted coup in Benin Republic on December 7, 2025, and renewed instability in Guinea-Bissau. A political and political economist, Professor Pat Utomi, has dismissed concern expressed in some quarters that a wave of defection into the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, will turn Nigeria into a one-party system. APC has recorded significant membership gains, such as defection of Governor Peter Umba of Enugu State, Governor Similayi Fubara, Rivers State, Governor Doye Diri, Rivers State, Governor Umo Eno, Akwa Ibom, and Governor Sheriff Oborevori, Delta State, increased the number of states controlled by the ruling party. Reacting, Utomi said Nigeria would not become a one-party state despite the wave of defections of governors and their supporters. The economist said it is not possible for all political parties to collapse into APC, noting that the ruling party will be challenged in 2027. Utomi said he is prepared to stand alone if necessary to protect and preserve the country's multi-party democracy. Utomi, who is the founder, Center for Value in Leadership, CVL, said the political class has portrayed itself as selfish and non-democratic. He described many actors in the system as rent seekers who want to be in play, not people who will rigorously consider options for policy to make life better for society. The former presidential candidate urged citizens to remain vigilant and insist on leadership driven by ideas, integrity, and public good rather than personal gain. The fresh graduating students of the Kwara State University for the 2024-2025 academic section have been formally turned out with a charge on them to be good ambassadors of the institutions. The students, numbering 8,119, were turned out at the 13th convocation ceremony held at the school premises. Professor Abdurrashid Nala performing a building in the university. Babasude Jimba, Asmo.
Please be seated.
The Chancellor of Kwara State University, Dr. Johnson Adewumi, who presided over the graduation ceremony, convened the graduating class for 2024-2025 academic session with their various degrees.
By
Dr. Adewumi expressed delight at the growth and giant strides of the university, saying KWASU has successfully established itself as a brand of excellence in academics, research, community development, entrepreneurship, and providing solutions to challenges.
Through its collaborations, the institution continues to improve its teaching, learning, and research activities.
The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Abdulgani Ambali, for his part, thanked the Governor for completing the OC and Ilesha Baruba campuses, as well as ensuring the takeoff of the University Teaching Hospital, KWASU.
Your Excellency, sir, thanks for keeping to your promise. The Council is committed to ensuring that Kwara State University continue to deliver quality education for Kwaras, Nigerians, and the rest of the world.
KWASU Vice Chancellor, Professor Sheikh Lukman Jima, who gave the breakdown of the students' academic statistics, growth, infrastructure development, research and innovation carried out by the institution, said the accomplishment of KWASU in the last 16 years are testament of its desire and commitment to being a green university for community development and entrepreneurship.
The graduating class of 2025, you have successfully completed your study with us at Kwara State University. I'm confident in you and that you will represent this university with pride and with honor everywhere you go, for indeed, KWASU is now a part of you.
The overall best graduating student, Abdulrafiu Ibrahim, who spoke on behalf of the graduating class, said the institution is more than just a place of learning, stressing that community values, power of resilience, and importance of innovation are central to their academic journey.
8,119 students of Kwara State University have been turned out today. The Vice Chancellor of the institution, Professor Sheikh Lukman Jima, advised the graduating students to be good ambassadors of the institution. From Malete, KWASU Main Campus, Babatunde Jimba, Kwara TV News.
The Governing Council of the Federal University Dutse FUD has approved the appointment of Professor Ahmed Mohammed as the fourth substantive Vice Chancellor of the university. This was contained in a press statement signed by Abdullah Yahya Bello, Director of Public Affairs, issued to newsmen. He said the approval was granted at the fourth Governing Council Extraordinary Meeting held on December 13, 2025, with the appointment taking effect from February 10, 2026. Chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Shuaib Obabdurrahim, OFR, said the appointment followed the rigorous and transparent selection process. In his acceptance remarks, Professor Mohammed expressed gratitude to Allah for the opportunity and thanked the Governing Council, the Joint Selection Team, the incumbent Vice Chancellor, and the entire University Council for the confidence reposed in him. He pledged to consolidate the achievement of the current administration and work towards further development of the university. Professor Mohammed is an alumnus of the University of Malaysia, where he obtained master's degree in biotechnology and a PhD in industrial biotechnology, with specialization in biocatalysis and bioprocess technology in 2009 and 2013, respectively. He also completed a postdoctoral fellowship at the same institution in 2014. In addition to his academic qualifications, he holds a professional master's degree in public policy and administration (MPPA), an advanced diploma in education, a diploma in data processing and information technology, and a certificate in advanced digital appreciation training. As the year 2025 nears ending, Christians are being charged to sustain their covenant and open God. The admonition was given by Evangelist Samson at the Celestial Church of Christ, New Jerusalem Parish, Okwere area, Ilorin, during today's church service. Abdulaziz Owelewa was there for Kwara TV News, and his report is presented from our studios.
In his sermon, Evangelist Samson Makusota
charged the citizens, including members of the congregation, to seek for forgiveness from God with a view to making things work accordingly in Nigeria. Evangelist Makusota, who emphasized the need for the believers to have hope on God, affirmed that only Him can help Nigeria. The clergy advised the leaders to be dutiful and follow the commandment of God. He reminded the leaders across various strata to be mindful that God chooses them to represent Him, urging them to treat their subjects fairly and equally.
This I want to make us to understand that there is still hope for this country, for all the citizens of this country. All we just need to do is to pray. Let's gather ourselves together to humble ourselves before God and pray. Firstly, for forgiveness of sins, then for the intervention of God, that God should intervene to the situation of the country.
Some of the worshippers who spoke with Kwara TV News described the sermon as highly educative and impactful. The church service features, among other things, special prayer and choir ministration.
And moving on to Osun State, where the Osun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has criticized comment credited to the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Joshua Amokwiton, expressing doubts about the completion of the reliability of technology in ensuring credible elections. The statement by the party was in reaction to remarks reportedly made by the INEC chairman on Thursday at the annual National Stakeholders Forum on Elections organized by the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room in Abuja. The forum theme securing Nigeria's democracy, building consensus for credible elections and accountable governance featured discussions on electoral reforms and democratic consolidation in Nigeria. Professor Amokwiton stated at the event that technological innovations could not be fully relied upon to guarantee free, fair, and credible elections in the country. In a statement signed by its state chairman, Sunday BC, the Osun PDP described the remarks as careless, unguarded, and unfortunate, and warned that they could undermine public confidence in the electoral process. The party said the comments were capable of creating fear among Nigerians and members of the international community ahead of the forthcoming elections. BC called on the INEC chairman to allay the fears generated by the statement and tender an apology, insisting that Nigerians deserve elections free from manipulation and irregularities. You are still watching Kwara TV News. We are pausing from some messages to return with more news. Do stay with us.
Ike, you are jogging? Since when?
Freshio, a good source of vitamins A, B6, B12, D, and zinc that keeps you active and refreshed on the go.
You're so full of life these days, Ike. Since when?
Hey, it's Friday!
Party tonight?
After this long day of work, and you too, since when?
Freshio, wholesome goodness every day. Grab your bottle now.
We've got news. Freshio Kids Pack is back with a straw hole.
Beautiful, it's your name. Wonderful is what you are to me. Eba mi kira fún mama mi. Orisha mi jao, kò sí láé.
Every mom, a treasure beyond measure. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Power Oil Light. Light enough for movement. Real enough for taste. Power Oil. My choice for my family. They always come back for seconds. I know why. Power Oil. My choice for my family.
Glad to have you back. And moving on, Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has renewed his commitment towards providing an enabling environment and ensuring that all state-owned tertiary institutions compete favorably with their counterparts across the globe. The governor, who doubles as a visitor to Kwara State University, Malete, gave the assurance in his remarks at the 13th convocation ceremony of the multi-campus institution. Babasude Jimba report that the governor was represented by the State Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Hajia Sahadatu Modibo Kawu, at the event. His report.
Addressing the congregation who gathered for the 13th convocation ceremony of Kwara State University at Malete, the state governor, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, revealed that his administration has made significant investment in education sector, particularly at the tertiary level, with the aim of providing quality, accessible, and globally competitive education for the people of the state. Represented by the Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Hajia Saadatu Modibo Kawu, he said KWASU has benefited immensely from the administration's education interventions, citing the completion of the OC and Ilesha Baruba campuses as clear demonstrations of his government resolve to expand access and strengthen academic infrastructure across the state. The governor charged the graduating students to step confidently into the world as worthy ambassadors of the university and the state. He particularly urged them to justify the investment made by their parents and the knowledge imparted by their lecturers.
These interventions demonstrate a clear vision for growth, one that seeks to bring higher education closer to the people, while creating opportunities that enhance research, innovation, and community development.
The governor also encouraged the new graduates to be solution-driven, identify the challenges within their communities and society at large, with a view to providing innovative solutions that will contribute to national development. Governor Abdulrazak commended the university management, staff, and the Governing Council of KWASU for their dedication and hard work in sustaining academic excellence and institutional growth.
Across the state, institutions are being renovated, new facilities are being built and upgraded, and policies have been introduced to guarantee a stable academic atmosphere where both private and public institutions can flourish. These reforms, combined with the government's continued support for youth development and technology-driven initiatives, have positioned Kwara State as a rising hub for quality education in Nigeria.
The governor, as the visitor to the institution, had earlier joined the academic and council procession, which heralded the commencement of the ceremony. Babatunde Jimba, Kwara TV News.
Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has said that discussions were still ongoing over the detention of the Nigerian Air Force C-130 aircraft and 11 soldiers, stressing that they have not yet been released. The spokesperson of the ministry, Kimiebi Ebiafa, who made this known on Sunday in a statement, stated that the federal government was actively engaging the authorities of the country involved to resolve the matter diplomatically. He explained that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has taken over the discussions to ensure that the safe release of both the aircraft and the Nigerian military personnel. He added that further details on the circumstances surrounding the detention were not disclosed as diplomatic efforts continue. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, has declared a 90-day nationwide membership mobilization, revalidation, and registration. This was contained in a statement by the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Bolaji Abdullahi. The party also announced provisional dates for its congresses and the election of delegates at the polling units, ward, and the local government. In a circular by the party's National Secretary, Rauf Aregbesola, the congresses have been provisionally slated to hold between January 20 and 27, 2026, and will culminate in the unknown elective national convention in February 2026 in Abuja. Activities were announced in line with the conclusions of the National Working Committee (NWC) meeting held on 27th November 2025 and in accordance with the relevant provisions of the party's constitution, Abdullahi said in the statement. The coalition of civil society organizations in Taraba State has given the state and the federal government a 3-month ultimatum to begin reconstruction of the collapsed Namina Bridge. Disturbed by what they describe as prolonged government neglect, members of the coalition on Sunday visited the site of the collapsed bridge and vowed to pursue all legitimate means to ensure urgent intervention. The group warned that the failure by the authorities to act within the 3-month deadline will compel it to mobilize 5,000 signatures and invoke the Freedom of Information (FY) Act to demand accountability. Speaking at the site, the coalition secretary, Bello Adama Bako, expressed concern that both levels of government had yet to fix the bridge 16 months after its collapse. The coalition, through Bako, cited reports, loss of lives, destruction of goods worth millions of naira, and the untold hardship faced by motorists as consequences of the collapsed bridge, stressing that urgent government intervention had become imperative. He also commended an individual who constructed a makeshift bridge to alleviate the suffering of the road users. On his part, Bridget's Tracker Regional Coordination for the Northeast, Samuel Obizon, called on both the state and the federal government to urgently put mechanism in place to fast-track the bridge reconstruction. Motorists and drivers also expressed frustration over what they describe as politicization of the bridge reconstruction. And moving on to Plateau State, where 4 young children have been reportedly killed by suspected Fulani herdsmen in a reprisal attack over alleged roasting of their cows in Foron district of Barikin Ladi local government area of Plateau State. Security expert Zagozalo Makama, who reported the news on his X handle on Saturday, said the herdsmen attacked and killed the children on Thursday following an attack on some herders by local militias who opened fire and stole 163 cows. The 4 victims were identified as Precious Joshua, 17 years old, Isaac Joshua, 9 years old, Mary Joshua, 7, and Eve Sambo, 3 years old. The security expert said information gathered revealed that the attack occurred less than 48 hours after coordinated assault on pastoral communities in Barikin Ladi, just east and Riyom local government area, during which no fewer than 168 cattle were rustled and several others poisoned. He added that troops and other security operatives have been deployed to the area to prevent further escalation and restore calm, while calling on the state government and security agencies to urgently intervene, arrest perpetrators on all sides, and address the underlying causes of the recurrent violence. He noted that without decisive actions, including accountability for cattle rustling, livestock poisoning, and retaliatory attacks, Plateau State risks sinking deeper into another cycle of reprisal attack that continues to claim innocent lives, particularly women and children. The Kwara State Governor, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, has expressed deep sorrow over the death of a statesman and chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, Dr. Abdul Fattah Bello. Dr. Bello, a renowned public intellectual from Erinle in Oyo local government area of Kwara State, passed away on Saturday, December 13, 2025. In a condolence message signed by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Rafiu Ajakai, Governor Abdulrazak described the late Dr. Bello as a principal leader and was firmly committed to democracy, the rule of law, and community service. He said Dr. Bello's legacy will be remembered for his positive impact on communities and many lives he touched. The governor also sympathized with the Ilorin Emirate Descendant Progressive Union, IEDPU, over the death of its former president, Ambassador Sheikh Abdulaziz Uthman, FSI. Governor Abdulrazak noted that the late IEDP leader was a man of strong character and virtue whose leadership was made of profound impact in the Ilorin Emirate and beyond. The governor extended his condolences to the families of the 2 deceased leaders who both passed away on Saturday, December 13, and are scheduled to bury today, Sunday, December 14, 2025. He prayed that Almighty Allah forgives their shortcomings and grant them Al-Jannah Firdaus, and give those, their family and friends and associates the strength and patience to bear the losses. You are still watching Kwara TV. We are pausing for some messages to return with more news. Do stay with us.
Ike, you are jogging? Since when?
Freshio, a good source of vitamins A, B6, B12, D, and zinc that keeps you active and refreshed on the go.
You're so full of life these days, Ike. Since when?
Hey, it's Friday!
Party tonight?
After this long day of work, and you too, since when?
Freshio, wholesome goodness every day. Grab your bottle now.
We've got news. Freshio Kids Pack is back with a straw hole.
Power Oil Light. Light enough for movement. Real enough for taste. Power Oil. My choice for my family. They always come back for seconds. I know why. Power Oil. My choice for my family.
Glad to have you back. And moving on, the current hike in the prices of watermelon is said to be associated with the rise of the cost of transportation the goods from farms to markets. This revelation came when Kwara TV News spoke with major dealers of watermelon at Oja Ikwata in Ilorin East Local Government area of Kwara State. Abdulateef Owole was at the market for an update on market situation, and his report is presented from our studios.
Watermelon is a refreshing fruit commonly eaten among Nigerians. It is a sweet edible fruit that contains a lot of water and helps in hydration. It also helps in heart health, muscle recovery, and improves digestion. The fruit, which is rich in vitamins A and C, supports immunity, skin, and eyes. The chairman, Watermelon Dealers Association in Kwara State, Abdulmalik Saka, who spoke with Kwara TV News, attributed the current hike in price of watermelon to cost of transportation and insecurity that displaced most farmers from their location. Abdulmalik, who decried low patronage, emphasized that the price of watermelon increased due to the high cost of transport to convey the products to the market. He said that the biggest size of watermelon that was sold at 18,000 naira per dozen is now between 20,000 naira to 25,000 naira, while a dozen of smaller size sold between 2 to 3,000 naira is now sold at 5,000 naira, as a dozen of medium size goes for 15,000 naira only. He called on government to assist the traders in bringing down cost of transportation so as to bring down the prices of goods and commodities consumed by households.
This season, there's watermelon at bush, but the problem of transport and the thing cost at the bush. We need the assistance of government because this time around, these people are going for it and go and buy it from north area. Their money was spoiled. So that one, even my customer from them, they are not be able to, when they sell the one that on the ground finish, they cannot be able to go and buy another one because that money should not be okay for them to buy another one.
Some retailers who spoke with Kwara TV News also lamented the hike in cost of watermelon, saying despite its benefits, it is going out of the reach of commoners.
oṣù tó kọjá àwọn ọlọ́kọ̀ tí ń gbé wọn wọ́n gba bíi 300,000 lógún báírò nísìnyí 400 ni wọ́n san mọ́tò dà ló tó mọ́jà wọn.
You know, before we used to take it at least every 2 days, but now this one I think the last time I took was last 4 months, and it's good for health. But not because other things, you will not leave other things and come and buy watermelon.
The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has announced the recovery of 37.44 billion naira and $2.35 million in 2025 through asset seizures and forfeitures, one of its most significant annual recovery figures to date. Chairman of the Commission, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliu, SAN, disclosed that the figures in Abuja during the ICPC's end-of-year engagement and send-off for retired staff as a pivotal year marked by substantial progress across enforcement, prevention, and public enlightenment. Reviewing the operational achievements, Dr. Aliu revealed that ICPC investigated 263 cases, exceeding its target of 250, and filed 61 cases in court, achieving a 55% conviction rate. Among the year's notable successes was the conviction of Professor Sifril Indefon of the University of Calabar, who received a 5-year prison sentence for offenses relating to sexual harassment and cyberbullying. Dr. Aliu noted that this judgment sent a strong signal of the Commission's resolve to confront all forms of abuse of office. The chairman highlighted extensive preventive works undertaken across the ministries, departments, and agencies. MDAs, a total of 344 MDAs were assessed during the Ethics and Integrity Compliance Scorecard, while 66 corruption monitoring activities and 1,490 project tracking exercises were carried out nationwide. On public enlightenment, ICPC reached more than 235,000 Nigerians through 644 sensitization activities, generated 3.5 million digital engagement, established 86 anti-corruption clubs and Vanguard, and trained 2,707 participants in the ICPC Academy. The Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NIMDPRA, have stepped up joint effort to curb the diversion of petroleum products meant for local consumption as both agencies move to strengthen Nigeria's energy security. This was disclosed on Sunday in a statement by the spokesperson of the NCS, Abdullahi Mawada. The renewed collaboration was reinforced during the recent meeting between the Comptroller General of Customs, CGC Adewale Adeniyi, and the Executive Director of Distribution Systems, Storage and Retailing Infrastructure at NIMDPR, Ogbogu Ukoha. Adeniyi reaffirmed the commitment of the Customs Service to the pending inter-agency cooperation, particularly in preventing petroleum products intended for domestic markets from being diverted to neighboring countries. In his response, Ukoha explained that the joint deployment of personnel, intelligence sharing, and coordinated monitoring of border corridors had led to significant decline in cross-border diversion of petroleum products. Ukoha said the VC was to brief the customs leadership on newly developed guidelines for the designation of export points in line with Nigeria's expanding refinery capacity. He added that the NIMDPR is a consulting key institutions, including the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and the Nigerian Navy to ensure the guidelines reflect operational realities before rollouts. And moving on to the sports scene, all tickets for the highly anticipated African Cup of Nations Cup Group C encounter between Nigeria and Tunisia have been sold out, underlying the massive interest surrounding the fixture. The Super Eagles of Nigeria remain one of the most sought-after teams at the tournament. The strong tickets demand reflects Nigeria's pedigree on the continental stage and the growing excitement ahead of the match. Meanwhile, the local organizing committee has confirmed that the venue for the Titanic clash is fully ready, with tickets exhausted and preparations concluded. Anticipation continues to build as Nigeria and Tunisia prepared to lock arms in what promises to be one of the standard fixtures of the ACOM group stage. And lastly, from the foreign scene, the United Nations has condemned the recent drone attack that targeted its Sudanese logistics in the central region of Kwara base in Kadugli, resulting in fatalities and injuries of members of the Bangladesh peacekeeping contingent. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said this in a statement that attacks against UN peacekeepers like one are unjustifiable and may constitute war crime. He further reminded the parties to the war of their obligation to protect UN personnel and civilians while also calling for accountability. A drone strike hit the UN facility in Wharton, Sudan on Saturday, killing 6 peacekeepers. According to the UN, 8 other peacekeepers were wounded in the strike. All the victims are Bangladesh nationals serving the UN. And with that report from the world scene, we have come to the end of the news from the English desk. Moving on now to the languages desk, where Pasana Tankpafu is waiting. Good evening, Pasana.
So Ahmed Pasana Tankpafu. Awa be giman kata woro ni de saji man kata lege nya kin kwara abu ne gan kwasuna ni ya 2024-25 na kide a gikini e ko sun e tin zuma chile lo gbere man kanta kwasu bana de atiyana mujin tishi ni na za na de na za fi kweci de chichi latu ba fi kwata unga gan na gikini a ye gba abu chile gan na tuna la ganga gan ni mi kalami bo latula da ne bana de ajin kan ba mutina ya giman kata unga gan Professor Abdurrashid na da na bana ga Professor Abdurrashid na ala katona da atusun da man kata mu shona ni mi yeluba o tishin na de suna wa gan lekita Johnson Adewumi na latula kede be gaske a yagi makata na jide ba ni ne da sajin dana ba ni eli atula ta ba ni kede ai be kakan takada irin degree jina lekita Adewumi na ci ma la yan ba fude tula sauran lo bayan kokari na jide makata jide jin ya yagi na jinan be zuzo gina dai azo etian mawuce asadi lafiya gan be makanta na be katwan nan kede makanta na ya kwasu na wi makanta na rigi kine etian wa fike kaka ke dudu jiwaji na to ndo ci da hari da bere kin yi nan be ma zanake la na fi egun tu ba fi egun be nga Professor Abgani ambali na de la ji dude tula lo ba gomina yakin kwara gomina Abdrazaki gani be kokarin na duje tiyan tuye tutu relashi makata ya gwalagiya kwasu na da ci ejiya osho to ilesha barbana kide na ke tulabe ni me tombe kide yegboro ri da gwalagiya ka to man kanta kewa kin kwara abun nan na de bani ya na de ne de fi da ya na sane fi ba ku da na da an ganga ya 2025 wannan ne da emegun bani na wale gan wace da ba ya gizu ma Kristi ya ni kede a gikine ya tiyan gaskiya ya lubayan soko kede ya tuya alheri de dabo ya foye boro na wazu ga nan ya tula de misuyan ngai gan man evangelist Samson makuso ta na de la ya church yan Celestial Church Christ na de ci oko ni mi yaji lo abu na yi edu ta kin kwa no Abdulatif o wolewa na de lo church mu shira ku wa labari na jina on la tula kile ni mi wazu yan Mr. Evangelist Samson no ngwa bi ngwa bi zejide unshitia ba unchoni mi wazu bokede ajikine ti wa gafara wo lo basokoro amala wace aji na kin na jabu na bi kaga kina ce wale gan ina je wa kwata na da da biya yete kwai sokyo Evangelist ma kusota ti ma takidin ungoyi ya zandondo na de wa ya gaskiya ganin be sokoi na kede dando na gaskiya ganin su ko na da ya to kede mun ba su ko alheri kida ye goro na de abetu na tiya sauki na ya ce aga ba mu ci wa be zo shi kede alama to game ya faforo su ko amma kyawu kede su ko sai zane de ta cigikini ya to shi ne bo kya ci no aji daidai tsakanin zawon gizo na fonikete eko ba na gata na abu eko wuce dai lugwana na siyasa wurin da gan African Democratic Party na gwani ADC na gwani latura ni kede de gwani efo shi ni beguwa de la shishani na de ce ku zawon gizi ya kan to zai dai ga gude ne ga Allah sunna cici ka dai da gada ne ba abu nan igana na dai tula daga bayan takada rubutu kaci no etie gangba juna Bolaji Abdullahi nun fetiana takada a cima lobe ga kide a keje ya foji dai lashisha ni biyani na dai aga ji kan kakaji na dai aga li kosuji na dai daga dai kai wadwa gijo aida ka gwamnati gide je nimi kwangwando do nimi kimbabu na amma baya takana dake fetiya daga baya rubutu kaci nu sai nona rafi alegbe sola takide kai dai ka gola giji dai ladan na uladan fogan tsofoshi lo foshi godin guto nya tsaye january nga ga yawo ne bedo da no na ma wuci ma ibe kinige lo ya kai lili na de ali ya nyan etwa ba chine ge etwa February 2026 na kin Abuja na emi ya na la ba ina jikima fit ya misun na latura kede ina tiya da daga misume committee unchiko na de agali na je la da etun na jina na ga National Working Committee na aga da nga baso aga ji kan na jin kan na da aji gogo tsana gogo baranga ga November 27 2025 e ba ke no ga me de lo shishi no na da ba no yan be gwamnati kwara ga be yan mata de la sai bada de lo bayan ngime giji kabila yan kuci na gan na izati shi ni da gwalage na APC bokin kwara abuna lekta fata bello lekta kuci lekta fata bello na yi eza egimi macinya ejiya ni ile na dan me ka gumitin yin onyo kin kwara abuna nan lu yogwa efu Saturday efu asibi fu na ye so December na fidana na ye so afogu be guta ci tuwo na e bayan taka da fetia daga bayan rubutu kaci a gwamna na mun gai gan Rafiu Ajakayo ta kede unla ya jide na kuci na bello lekta bello na kede ezuyo na za ya gbaji kaka ya tiye ya goro zoye shi ya so mai zane lamitu payan gamiya hukunci yake na bi ma gwamna ke la ya misaye bada to ku ba kuri lo bayan emirate ya ilori fata gani be tiye ajeliyan tutu na ke be tiye zani na deji tishiya na gwalagne de ku kin lori pata ye kare ga IDP na nga igan tishi ambassador Sheikh Abdul Aziz Utmayon bana gomina ba dwa zare dan yakushi gwa na kide so ku ngwa mala ga gani be me aljene Firdausi na to e bayan lokacin gogo mi da labe ando na kina da ba ba gani be ji me ya gi na ngai ga o de labi ke da na kina lu
kò ṣe pàṣánà tí a bá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń tọ mọ́ màwòrán yín ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrin ló ń lọ lọ́wọ́ nílé iṣẹ́ mọ́ màwòrán ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tọ́kalẹ̀ sí àpáta Yakuba nílùú Ìlọrin ìròyìn ọ̀hún rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. wọ́n ti rọ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde nílé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ìyẹn KWASU fún sáà ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ 2024-2025 láti jẹ́ aṣojú rere fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún. àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ọ̀hún tí iye wọn tó 9,000 ni wọ́n jẹ́ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹtàlá ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́jáde tó wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ti ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Abdulrasheed Naala tó wà nínú ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà. Babátúndé Jimba jábọ̀ pé ọ̀gá àgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún Dókítà Johnson Adéwùmí ẹni tí ó ṣíde ayẹyẹ ilé ètò ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́jáde ọ̀hún fún sáà ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ 2024-2025 láwọn ẹ̀ka ìmọ̀ ẹ̀ka gbogbo Dókítà Adéwùmí wá fi ẹ̀mí ìdùnnú rẹ̀ hàn lórí ipa tí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà èyí tó ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga KWASU ló ti wẹ̀ yán kọ̀ọ̀kan tó sì fakọyọ lágbọn ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó mọ́yán lórí iṣẹ́ ìwádìí ìdàgbàsókè agbègbè ìrọ̀gùn síni lápá àti pàápàá ìpèsè ojútùú sí ìpèníjà gbogbo. Pro-Chancellor tí tún jẹ́ alága ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Abdulganil Ambali ní tirẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run tó sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà lórí píparí ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún tó wà ní Iléṣà Bàrùbá àti ti Òsì. Ní ti Gíwá adarí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Sheikh Lukman Jimoh ẹni tí ó sọ àtúpalẹ̀ òǹkà ètò ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀hún bí ìdàgbàsókè ìlọsíwájú iṣẹ́ àkànṣe iṣẹ́ ìwádìí ìròrí èyí tí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún ti ṣe sọ wípé àṣeyege àti àṣeyọrí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà láti ọdún mẹ́rìndínlógún sẹ́yìn ló jẹ́ ẹ̀rí máa jẹ́ ní ìṣó ìfarajìn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún sí aláwọ̀ tuntun bí ewé fún ìdàgbàsókè agbègbè àti ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Jimoh wá kí àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde kú oríire tí ó sì rọ̀ wọ́n láti ní àfojúsùn rere kí wọ́n sì jẹ́ ohun ìwúrí àmúyangàn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà nínú ohun gbogbo tí wọ́n bá dáwọ́lé. Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde tó ṣe dáadáa jùlọ Abdulrafiu Ibrahim nígbà tó ń gbẹnu àwọn tó tún gbé igbá oró sókè tó kù sọ̀rọ̀ sọ di mímọ̀ pé ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga ọ̀hún ló tayọ ààyè ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìwé nìkan ṣùgbọ́n kò tó léde àǹfààní agbègbè ọ̀hún bíi ìfaradà àti pàtàkì ìròrí àtinúwá tó sodo sínú ìrìn àjò ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ọ̀hún. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọdún 2025 ṣe ń tẹnu bepo lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ ni wọ́n ti gba àwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristi lámọ̀ràn láti jẹ́ kí ìgbàgbọ́ wọn dúró ṣinṣin kí wọ́n sì fi ìrètí wọn sí ọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Àmọ̀ràn yìí ló wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ olùṣọ́ àgùntàn Samson Makusota ti ìjọ Celestial Church of Christ New Jerusalem Parish Oko Erin nílùú Ìlọrin nínú ìjọsìn tòní. Aṣojúkọ̀rọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ yìí Abdulateef Owólẹ́wà wà níbẹ̀ tí ó sì jábọ̀ wípé nínú ìwàásù rẹ̀ ẹni ọ̀wọ̀ Samson gba àwọn ènìyàn pàápàá jùlọ àwọn olùjọ́sìn níyànjú láti rí ẹ̀mí ìdáríjì gẹ́gẹ́ bí ohun tí Ọlọ́run nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí jùlọ eléyìí tí ó sì lè mú kí nǹkan rọrùn fún àwọn àti orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lápapọ̀. Ó ṣàtẹnumọ́ ìnílò fún àwọn onígbàgbọ́ láti ní ìrètí sọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run èyí tí ó ní Ọlọ́run nìkan ni ó lè ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run náà wá rọ àwọn aládarí gbogbo láti ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn bí ó ṣe tọ́ kí wọ́n sì tẹ̀lé ìlànà èyí tí Ọlọ́run là kalẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìbẹ̀rù rẹ̀. Ó tún rán wọn létí wípé Ọlọ́run ló yàn wọ́n sí ipò tí wọ́n wà láti máa ṣe aṣojú kí wọ́n sì máa rántí pé àwọn yóò kúrò lórí ipò náà lọ́jọ́ kan. Lára àwọn olùjọ́sìn tó bá ikọ̀ ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ ìsọ̀rọ̀ ṣàlàyé wípé ìwàásù náà jẹ́ ìtanijí tí ó sì bá ìgbà mu. Àwọn ohun mìíràn tó wáyé nínú ìsìn náà ni àdúrà pàtàkì àti orin láti ẹnu ẹgbẹ́ akọrin. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alátakò People's Democratic Party ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ti tako ọ̀rọ̀ ìfiléde kan tí ó mú ìpòrúurú ọkàn dání láti ọ̀dọ̀ alága àjọ elétò ìdìbò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Joash Amupitan lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde ẹgbẹ́ PDP ni wọ́n ti ní ọ̀rọ̀ náà wáyé lásìkò àpéjọ ọlọ́dọọdún tí àwọn àgbà olóṣèlú tí ó wáyé ní ọjọ́bọ̀ ní orí ọ̀rọ̀ ìdìbò èyí tí àwọn Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room nílùú Àbújá ṣe agbátẹrù rẹ̀. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Amupitan ni wọ́n ní ó sọ ọ̀rọ̀ náà níbi ayẹyẹ ọ̀hún wípé àwọn ẹ̀rọ ayárabíàṣá tí àwọn yóò lò fún ètò ìdìbò ni kò ní àgbékẹ̀lé rárá. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan látọwọ́ alága ẹgbẹ́ PDP Sunday Bisi ni ẹgbẹ́ náà ti ṣe àpèjúwe ọ̀rọ̀ náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí aláìlákàsí aláìbìkítà pẹ̀lú ìkìlọ̀ wípé àjọ elétò ìdìbò gbọ́dọ̀ rí wípé àwọn ṣe ìfẹ́ ará ìlú lórí ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé wọn lórí ètò ìdìbò. Bísí pé alága elétò ìdìbò láti tọrọ àforíjì ìta gbangba lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ náà. gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ṣàtẹnumọ́ ìfarajìn rẹ̀ sídìí pípèsè àyíká onídàgbàsókè àti pàápàá àmúdájú gbogbo ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga tó jẹ́ pé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ni yóò lè máa figagbága pẹ̀lú àwọn akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ lágbàáyé. Gómìnà ẹni tí tún ṣe àlejò pàtàkì ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì tó jẹ́ ti ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tó wà ní Màlété tó sọ̀rọ̀ ìdánilójú ọ̀hún lákòókò ọ̀rọ̀ ìwúrí rẹ̀ níbi ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì ọ̀hún tí ó kalẹ̀ sílùú Màlété ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹtàlá irú rẹ̀ tó wáyé nínú ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà. Babátúndé Jimba jábọ̀ wípé gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ẹni tí kọmíṣánná fún ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ gíga ìpínlẹ̀ yìí Hajiya Sadatu Modibo Kawu ṣojú fún sọ di mímọ̀ pé ìṣèjọba tó wà lóde yìí ló ti ní ìdókòwò pàtàkì ságbọn ètò ẹ̀kọ́ pàápàá jùlọ ìpele ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gíga pẹ̀lú èròǹgbà láti mú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tó múnádóko wà ní àrọ́wọ́tó. ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tí wọ́n bá lè figagbága pẹ̀lú àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wọn lágbàáyé. Ó sọ síwájú pé fásitì ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ìyẹn Kwasu ló ti jẹ àǹfààní lọ́pọ̀ yanturu látàrí ìdókòwò ìṣèjọba yìí sínú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ pẹ̀lú bó ti ṣe sísọ lójú eégún píparí ọgbà ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó wà ní Òsì àti ti Iléṣà Bàrùbà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìtànká agbára àkànṣe iṣẹ́ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Gómìnà wa rọ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde náà láti jáde lọ káàkiri àgbáyé pẹ̀lú ìgboyà gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojú ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún àti ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lápapọ̀. Ó pàrọwà sí wọn kí wọ́n ro ìdókòwò àwọn òbí wọn àti pàápàá ìmọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ tí wọ́n ń gbà látọwọ́ àwọn olùkọ́ wọn. Bákan náà ló tún gbà wọ́n níyànjú láti ṣe olùpèsè ojútùú kí wọ́n sì ṣàwárí ìpèníjà tó bá wà ní agbègbè kówá wọn àti àwùjọ lápapọ̀ lójúnà àti pèsè ọ̀nà àbáyọ tí yóò pa kún ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Gómìnà wa kan sára sí àwọn alákòóso ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara, àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àti ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun wọn láti rí i dájú pé ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà ń lọ síwájú sí i. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú African Democratic Party ADC ti kéde ìforúkọsílẹ̀ àti ìgbà ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tuntun wọlé fún 150 ọjọ́ gbáko. Èyí ló wà nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan látọwọ́ alukoro ẹgbẹ́ náà ìyẹn Bọ́lájí Abdullahi. Ẹgbẹ́ náà tún fi léde ọjọ́ tí yóò ṣe ìpàdé àpapọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ tó fi mọ́ ètò ìdìbò láwọn wọ́ọ̀dù àti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ gbogbo. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ kan tí akọ̀wé àgbà ẹgbẹ́ náà Rauf Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá fi léde ni wọ́n ní wípé ẹgbẹ́ náà ti gbà láti ṣètò náà láàrin 20 sí ọjọ́ 23 oṣù kìíní ọdún 2026 tí yóò sì ṣe ìpàdé àpapọ̀ ní oṣù kejì ọdún 2026. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ti fi ìbànújẹ́ rẹ̀ hàn lórí ikú ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ yìí kan tó tún jẹ́ olóyè lẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress ọ̀mọ̀wé Fatai Bello. Dókítà Bello ló jẹ́ gbajúmọ̀ kan láti ìlú Ẹ̀rìnlé níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ọ̀yún tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó kí dúnìá pé ó dìgbà lánàá ọjọ́ 13 oṣù kejìlá ọdún 2025 nínú lẹ́tà ìbánikẹ́dùn látọwọ́ akọ̀wé ìròyìn gómìnà Rauf Àjàkáyé ni gómìnà Abdulrazak ti ṣàpèjúwe olóògbé ọ̀mọ̀wé Bello gẹ́gẹ́ bí adarí tó dáńtọ́ tí ó sì farajì sí òṣèlú àwarawa ọ̀rọ̀ òfin àti iṣẹ́ ìlú pẹ̀lú àfikún wípé ipa rẹ̀ ni ó jẹ́ máàmì gbàgbé. Bákan náà ni gómìnà tún ránṣẹ́ ìbánikẹ́dùn sí àwọn ọmọ bíbí Ìlọrin Emirates IEDPU fún ìpapòdà alábẹ́gbẹ́ náà nígbà kan Ambassador Sheikh Abdulaziz Uthman. Gómìnà tọ́ka sí olóògbé Uthman gẹ́gẹ́ bí aládarí kan tí ọ̀nà ìgbàdarí rẹ̀ dúró èyí tí ó sì mú ìyípadà tó dára bá ẹgbẹ́ Ìlọrin Emirates lápapọ̀ lákòókò tirẹ̀. Gómìnà gbà ládùúrà kí Ọlọ́run Aláàfin àjọ́nà onídàákẹ́ àwọn méjèèjì kí ó sì dáríjì wọn. Bákan náà ló gbà ládùúrà kí Ọlọ́run fún àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí ní ọ̀nà láti tẹ àdánù náà mọ́ra. àgbà aládùúrà kí Ọlọ́run aláàfin oríjì àwọn méjèèjì kí ó sì dúró ti àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí tí wọ́n fi sílẹ̀. Ìròyìn náà kò ní jù báyìí lọ fún ti àṣálẹ́ ẹ ṣeun. Ganiyat Abomire.
Thank you so much for being part of the news. But before we go, a quick one from the languages desk.
Títí di ọ̀la tó tún máa pàdé wa fún ìròyìn àti ètò lọ́lọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan. Fọláṣadé Ọ̀dẹ́lábí ló ń sọ pé ó dàárọ̀ ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan là ó jí.
Join us tomorrow for more of our bulletin. Good evening. I am Ganiyat Ilufia Adedeji. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a productive week ahead.
Bí tí mo ti ní kó máa farabalẹ̀, ọmọbìnrin yẹn ló wò mí kí ṣe mi.